the opening weekend games.
Well, it was supposed to be all on the same day, but
they're 4-game series.
That.
You don't really see that with an opening day, like an opening weekend.
No, never.
4-game series. All 4 games of the Giants-Dodgers game were shutouts. Just the 4th time in the expansion era, and the first since September 1998, where each game of a 4-game series was a shutout. Very, very weird.
Yeah, great pitching on both sides until about the last game.
And Joe Panik with 2 solo shots. 2 home runs.
They're actually relatively close in age, by the way. You're right. Joe Panik is younger. He's 27. Austin Jackson is 31.
I was going to say, I thought he was 32.
I knew he was in the 30s, but
I thought he was
think
younger. I thought he was at least 30.
Austin Jackson, no, he's been around.
I know.
He's been around for a while.
Former Yankee farmhand.
Former
for
Yankee,
Curtis Granderson.
Part of the Curtis Granderson, and who was also part of that deal? Max Scherzer.
Really?
Yep.
I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, I think Scherzer was part of the D-backs or something.
Yeah, Scherzer.
Another 3-way trade with the Diamondbacks.
And Micah Owings. Max Scherzer and Micah Owings were at one point considered the 2 Diamondbacks prospects pitchers who could rake. They could hit home runs. Micah Owings used to be a pinch hitter. A pitcher was a pinch hitter in Major League Baseball because he could hit home runs like... He was one of those guys who converted to being a pitcher a little later on in his career. So he had the bat of a fielder, but an arm of a pitcher, and he would rake. He would hit. And they were the 2 promising guys. Scherzer kind of flamed out at one point and only really developed himself later on in his career. Mike Owings gone by, I think, 2010, 2011 maybe. Just never was able to situate himself and really go on. Mike Owings, I know, played with the Reds, the Padres. It just did not work out for him. Did not work out for him the slightest.
I found the trade. You were right. It was Scherzer was traded and this back in 2009, by the way.
Yeah. So it's right after the Yankees won the World Series.
Traded along with Daniel Schlereth, Phil Koch, and Austin Jackson to the Detroit Tigers as part of a 3-team... Yeah, name out of the past. As part of a 3-team trade that brought Ian Kennedy and Edwin Jackson to the Diamondbacks and Curtis Granderson to the Yankees.
Yeah, essentially...
Oh, yeah. Ian Kennedy
the Yankees gave up a lot, and all they got back was Curtis Granderson. That's not saying
he was a good player with the Yankees.
Curtis Granderson was nothing because
he was 45 homers plus with the Yankees.
He had in a 2-year span. Curtis Granderson, I think it was like 85 home runs combined.
Yeah, a 40 and a 45 year in 2 years. The first year was kind of a wash because he got hurt in like the first series against Boston.
His first year and his last year,
and after that,
in pinstripes were very weird for Curtis Granderson. But his year 2 and 3. He hit combined like 82 to 85 home runs.
And then the Mets wanted to sign him to
also
get
very
the home run power.
Awkward when I saw...
It almost worked out to that.
He signed with the Blue Jays in January. And I saw him opening day in Blue Jays uniform, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, actually, when that ball was hit by, I believe it was Gardner. Hit at him.
Yeah.
I was like, who just dropped that? And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Granderson, the ex-Yankee. I was like,
that makes sense.
I was like, what is Granderson doing here in Toronto? Like, what?
I was like, he just keeps giving to us. And then Stan hit the 2-run homer. It was awesome.
He's still helping out the Yankees.
Yeah.
Look.
And then Stan hits the bomb.
It's great. I'm like, what is going on here? Oh, Curtis Granderson. Oh, good to see what's going on. Good to see what's going on. Now, switching over from Major League Baseball to the NBA. Charlotte Hornets, they had one good year in like the last 5 years, and it was a fluke season with Al Jefferson playing out of his mind, Kemba Walker playing amazing, although Kemba Walker is back up at that level that he was playing back then, but he's unfortunately the only person for the organization playing at a great level.
Dwight Howard once every 4 months.
Yeah, he had his 30-30 game, and that was his first game in form.
Yeah, that was very weird.
It was the OG Dwight Howard. I think it was.
Thanks for showing up.
I think it was just because he had a sugar high, and he was like, I'm focused.
Maybe he had a conversation with Stan Van Gundy. Like he called Stan Van Gundy up in Detroit. I was like, hey, can I get some advice? And he was like, yeah.
It was OG Dwight Howard for a second, and then we got back to
it's Dwight Howard.
It's Dwight Howard. It's like it's the
remember when he was almost a net?
No, it was. Here's how it was, and you look at his career. It was, oh my God, this is Dwight Howard, and this is the Magic, and then it was he's traded to the Lakers. Dude, we just got Dwight Howard. Like, this is Dwight Howard, and you pair him with Steve Nash, Pau Gasol, and Kobe. Wow, this is Dwight Howard. Okay, Dwight Howard just signed with the Rockets. This is going to be good. Dwight Howard, James Harden. That's good. Oh, Dwight Howard signing with the Hawks. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
He's going to play some bench.
No, did he go somewhere else before the Hawks?
No, he went from the Lakers to the Rockets, I think to the Hawks.
Yeah, and then
there was no one else in between.
And then got traded. For Marco Bellinelli to the Hornets. Like, okay, we took on Dwight Howard. Yay!
He's such a high risk, high reward player because when he plays well,
he's not high reward.
No, but when he plays
high
well,
risk,
when
really
he plays
low.
well,
One every 4
plays,
months.
Yeah, but still, when he plays well, he plays out of his mind.
A 30-30 game, and that's it.
Honestly, like that's it. When he plays well, he can help, but it's very rare. It's like a rare sighting. It's like seeing Sasquatch. It's a rare sighting.
I see Sasquatch all the time.
Yeah, Dwight Howard
on the TV.
What, working out with Clay Matthews?
No, with the Jack Link's beef jerky commercials. Sasquatch is there all the time.
Yeah, working out with Clay Matthews.
Well, or just being in the woods.
Okay.
He's in the woods all the time. You know, people take his beef jerky. Today is the last day where NBA teams could sign players to 10-day contracts, meaning, you know, if you really want to just see what a player is made of, you sign him to a 10-day contract. Nigel Hayes, who was signed to 2 different 10-day contracts with 2 different teams, signed for the full season with Sacramento Kings and got a partial guarantee for the next year. So
good for him.
So you do see that 10-day contracts can work out for you.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Very good at Wisconsin.
Very good at Wisconsin. Hit a game winner last year in March Madness.
I know.
Yeah.
Very good at Wisconsin.
Very good at Wisconsin. Toronto Raptors, with their loss the other day, the Rockets clinched the NBA's best record for the first time in franchise history. Their 50 straight seasons without the NBA's best record, outright or tied, the second longest drought in NBA history. Only the Hawks.
They're still not going to make it past the second round, but
only the Hawks, with their 68 straight seasons, have a longer such streak. The Raptors, thank you. The Rockets get that best record in the NBA.
How do you feel about the Rockets' chances against Golden State if Steph is hurt?
If Steph is hurt,
they're not
Rockets
going to play Golden State.
Rockets.
They're not going to make it past the second round.
No. Chris Paul.
That depends who they play.
Chris Paul will finally make his first Western Conference Finals. Finally. Because you remember, James Harden has been to the Western Conference Finals before.
And choked.
Yeah,
why?
Choked.
Why did James Harden make it to the Western Conference Finals?
Ran out of wall.
No, because Paul choked. Clippers were up 3-1 in the series, and all of a sudden Doc Rivers starts playing Austin Rivers a little more. Chris Paul choked. Austin Rivers blew the series.
Harden also has Western Conference experience with Oklahoma City.
Yeah. No, Harden has been to the Western Conference Finals twice.
One of them got to the NBA Finals.
Once to the NBA Finals when he was Sixth Man of the Year.
Huh?
And what happened?
They lost to LeBron.
But no, where was James Harden? He was nowhere to be found in that series.
Well, yeah, when you have...
That's because you had KD and Russell Westbrook ahead of him, and Serge Ibaka. That's why James Harden was Sixth Man of the Year. Because he didn't play as much, but when he did, he was great. But he didn't play so well against LeBron and Dwayne Wade.
He doesn't play good in tight moments.
He also wasn't given the chance.
Play good in tight moments.
Now he is.
Now you have... Okay, the only reason he wasn't MVP last year was because Russell Westbrook played out of his mind.
Keyword, regular season, though. I'm talking about in the postseason.
Hold on. Russell Westbrook played out of his mind last year. And by the way, statistically, Russell Westbrook is still having a great season, but people are saying, shouldn't even be considered for MVP, but that's just because he played so well last year that his stats this year just don't look that good.
Harden's going to win MVP this year.
He deserves
No. Harden this year has it locked down, and he's going to carry that into the NBA playoffs. Harden will make it to another NBA Western Conference Finals.
I really think this is boom or bust for the Houston Rockets, though. Because
this is it. This is it.
No, I agree with you because they geared up and got Chris Paul. They basically changed their whole team around.
This is literally it.
This is a Mike D'Antoni offense that's actually working.
Chris Paul is...
Because they still can get another free agent in the offseason.
No, because look, Chris Paul exercised the option, so he's here this year. He's essentially a free agent after this year. He's going to want a lot of money. James Harden, his current contract, even with that contract extension that he got this year, it's going to run out 4 years, a little less, because he can re-up and not even before then. Trevor Ariza, getting older. Clint Capella, restricted free agent. He's due for a big contract.
Which he deserves,
Now, he doesn't deserve a max. Let me point that out
He deserves a good deal.
No, he definitely deserves a good deal. And there are teams that are going to say, hey, we want to throw a wrench in this Rockets organization. We might give Clint Capella a max and say, you know what? If it happens, if if we get him and he doesn't do so well, we can take it because we have the max space. We're fine with that.
Let me just ask you something really quick. So, assuming that Steph Curry's hurt, like going into the first round of the playoffs.
Going to the first round, that's different.
He's not playing in the first round.
He's not playing in the first round. Steve Kerr said it.
Yes, he did.
So that's confirmed.
Yes, he
Steve
did.
Kerr said no first round. Joel Embiid.
No, he said no way.
Joel Embiid only missing one game as of now in the first round.
I like the Sixers' chances, to be honest with you.
I hate Joel Embiid because he is Greg Oden.
He's funny.
He is Greg Oden. He's an annoying person, which, by the way, Greg Oden was never was, thankfully. Joel Embiid, you can't be that flashy and that arrogant and not produce. This was his first season where he played more than 35 games.
I think he can produce
arrogant,
but
and not play.
Going back to my point, though, I'm sorry, I digress a little bit. So, assuming that the Rockets and the Warriors play each other in a series, Rockets win. Let's just assume. Who is the biggest threat to the Rockets at that point?
In the NBA Finals?
In the West. In the West.
In the West?
Yeah.
Well, they would the Rockets. Only way they could play the Warriors is in the Western Conference Finals. So once they play the Warriors, there is no one.
Yeah. Okay. See, now I didn't put that in my head. So let's just say, like, is there really a threat other than the Warriors to the Rockets?
To the Rockets? Yeah.
Who?
Any team essentially can have a good
Who
series.
is the biggest threat to the Rockets other than the Warriors?
Thunder.
Honestly, who?
Thunder, Timberwolves. These teams can get really hot.
I don't know. I
Look,
don't think
you
so.
can never count out Russell Westbrook.
By himself?
Ever.
By himself?
Ever.
By himself?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
You have PG next to him.
You can't
Carmelo
carry
Anthony
a whole
is not
team.
doing Carmelo Anthony. He's not being Carmelo Anthony. He's being Carmelo Anthony. Like, he's being Dwight Howard. Like, he's not Dwight Howard, he's Dwight Howard. Carmelo Anthony is not Carmelo Anthony, he's Carmelo Anthony. Like, making a lot of money, and he's really actually messing up the season for this Thunder team. Thunder, they can push a real shot at the Rockets. The Timberwolves, when they're on, they're really on.
Jimmy Butler, Wiggins, Jeff T.
Isn't Jimmy Butler hurt?
Jimmy Butler's, but he's coming back.
Oh, is he?
He'll be back for the playoffs.
I thought he was done. Okay.
Wiggins apparently wants out of the organization.
Yeah, he wants out.
He doesn't like the way that he doesn't like being the third option.
Yep.
To shame, because
he's in a good spot.
He's got
though.
5 years, $148 million left. Like, he's got his extension really starts now for like this upcoming season.
If I were him, I wouldn't want to leave.
He wants to leave.
I don't know why.
He believes he should be the first, like the head honcho for this organization. I don't believe so. When you have Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler ahead of you, like, slow your roll, buddy. Slow your roll. Relax. Enjoy what life's giving you. Enjoy the $148 million. Like, you made it. All right. Relax. Okay.
I can't see him as a first option. Depends on the team he goes to, but he needs players around him.
Yeah. Well, we do wish Michigan and Villanova the best of luck in tonight's national title game for the home stretch.
Kawhi for Wiggins?
Hell no.
No.
I'm saying if he were to leave, like say Kawhi Leonard said, I'm out, I want to leave, that would be a good trade.
No, we're not having this discussion now.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
home stretch, we wish Villanova and Michigan good luck tonight. Congratulations to Notre Dame. We'll see you all next week, and we'll break down who wins that national title.
Michigan.
All next week on the home stretch. Thank you very much, people.